main system, activating combat mode.
Hey guys, Forge here, and welcome back to the Armored Core 6 Qualifiers round. We are currently on round 2. Yeah, round 2. Um, so I guess without wasting any time, let's look at the fight card. Alright, so here is the fight card. So as you can see, we have a much smaller fight card this week. The fight card was decreased to from 8 to 6 fights to allow for a better rotation of robots in every week. So looking at the fight card, you can see we have Invincible Rummy coming back again for a second week in a row. He's going up against V6 Mater Link. It's going to be a no-brainer of who is going to win that one. G4 Volta will be taking on Chatty Stick. G5 Iguazu will be taking on Middle Flatwell. Little Z will be taking on Cinder Carla. V1 Freud versus King. And for the main event, we have V4 Rusty versus V5 Hawkins. So next I want to take a look at some of the top competitors that we are expecting to do pretty good this week. We'll be looking at V6 Mayorlink and what his strategy will be. Most likely, Cinder Carlo will be it as well. Rusty will be looking at what Rusty is running and what his strategy looks like. And maybe G5 Iguazu. So let's take a look at V6 Materlink. Alright, we are looking at V6 Materlink. What looks like his weapons are going to be just dual wielding pulse weapons. I believe he has some missiles on his back. It's either missiles or a shield on his back. So for his pulse guns, he's dual wielding. He's probably gonna try and whittle his opponent, Invincible Rummy, down as much as possible, while using his shield or missiles to do a lot more additional damage and to also stagger them. So that's V6 Materlink. Let's take a look at who's next. Let's take a look at G5 Iguazu. Alright, taking a look at G5 Iguazu. Looks like in his left hand he's running a machine gun that looks like the Ludlow weapon. His right hand looks like it's holding a shotgun. I have no idea what he's running on his back. But I believe he's going to use his back weapons to stagger his opponent the most, and then just dish out the most damage with his Ludlow machine gun and his shotgun. So that's a strategy to be on the lookout during G5 Iguazu's fight. Let's take a look at Cinder Carla. Alright, looking at Cinder Carla now, looks like her mech is designed to be just a missile platform. On her back, I can make out that she's running missile launchers on her back weapons, and in her hands, she's dual wielding missile launchers. So her strategy is just to pummel her opponent with missiles while staying a good ways away. And being able to react in a timely manner to incoming fire from that distance. So that's should be a good strategy for her to utilize with her current robot setup build. So let's look at the final robot, and probably one of our fastest robots in the qualifiers, V4 Rusty. All right, looking at V4 Rusty, in his right hand, he is running, looks like a burst machine gun. His left hand looks like is running a laser slicer. On his back units, he's running a burst rifle and uh, plasma missile launchers. So that's an interesting combo for a setup. Should be very, very powerful. The laser slicer is really, really good if you can get in close and use that really quickly. But if you don't, then your staggered opponent will unstagger and then will start moving. Then the laser slicer is kind of useless then. So I believe Rusty's going to be trying to use his burst rifles and burst machine guns to his advantage, along with his um, plasma missile launcher to stagger the opponent, then get in close to melee with the laser slicer. So be on the lookout for that. Let's get into some fights. All right, and it is fighting time. We are watching from V6 Materlink's perspective. He is going up against Invincible Rummy. There's that pulse gun, and it looks like one of his back weapons is a plasma launcher. So he's using that to deal some damage. Those pulse guns just melting Invincible Rummy's health. There's a stagger. Invincible Rummy just looking for that for a few good shots with his chainsaw, but it does not work. V6 Materlink destroys Invincible Rummy. So looking back at the fight card, V6 Materlink takes the victory over Invincible Rummy, which was kind of a no-brainer there. The pulse guns are really destructive in the game. So up next, G4 Volta versus Chatty Stick. All right, next match we are watching from G4 Volta's perspective. He's taking on Chatty Stick. Both opponents feeling each other out for a few seconds, but the battle has officially started now. They're both tank builds, so this will be an interesting fight. Chatty Stick is very maneuverable, more maneuverable than G4 Volta is. G4 Volta has the missile advantage with one of his back weapons there. Or is it his handheld weapon? No, his handheld weapon's a shotgun. Oh, the stagger. Chatty Stick took major damage in that few seconds. Oh, Chatty Stick got a brief stagger on G4 Volta, but Volta has destroyed Chatty Stick. Looking back at the fight card, G4 Volta took the win over Chatty Stick. That was going to be interesting. They're both tanks, but Chatty Stick being more maneuverable just couldn't take the victory. Up next, G5 Iguazu versus Middle Flatwell. here we go. G5 Iguazu versus Middle Flatwell. I believe we're watching from Iguazu's point of view, which I am correct. We are watching from Iguazu's point of view. That burst rifle looks like he's running. Middle Flatwell deploying his shield, which will be there for a while still. Iguazu able to stagger his opponent really, really quickly. Is right now doing it in real good. Dodged some missiles right there. Iguazu did. His opponent almost down. Oh, his Middle Flatwell staggers Iguazu for a few seconds, but just couldn't manage to deal enough damage to take out Iguazu. And Iguazu destroys Middle Flatwell. Looking back at the fight card, Iguazu in green, Middle Flatwell still in red. The burst rifles just seem like they are unstoppable at times. Up next, Lil Ziyi versus Cinder Carla.
Main system activating combat
Alright, Cinder Carla versus Lil Ziyi. We're watching from Carla's point of view. There's her many missile launchers. Already has her opponent staggered. This will definitely be a very fast fight. Staggers her opponent again within 10 seconds. Here comes more missiles though. Firing even more missiles. Staggers the opponent again. Uses her assault armor and finishes the opponent off with her missiles in a short amount of time. So back at the fight card, Cinder Carla in green, Lil Z in red. That was a very, very fast fight. I expected nothing less of Cinder Carla and her missile platform robot. But up next, V1 Frood versus King. Alright, we are here with V1 Frood versus King. We are watching from Frood's point of view, I believe. Yes, we are. I can see King in at the top of the health bar. Frood is running a rocket launcher to help him get a stagger on his opponent quickly, and he also has a melee weapon. Trying to see. Oh, he also has pulse armor, so that'll be really good. Melees his opponent, almost gets the stagger, but King uses his assault armor to get the stagger on Frood, but Frood staggers King and defeats him with his sword. So a really, really quick fight. I don't know if it was quicker than Cinder Carla's fight, but it was definitely quick. V1 takes the win over King. That sword, and yeah, it was a little hectic in some parts, but for it's now time for the main event. V4 Rusty versus V5 Hawkins. Alright, we are here with the main event. We are watching from V4 Rusty's point of view. Looks like Rusty is got his burst rifles out, sizing his opponent up, and the first shots have been fired. What kind of sword is that? That sword, okay, that's a new kind of sword. There's that sword again. V5 Hawkins is just ruthless with that sword. Rusty down almost half of his health. There's that sword again. Rusty's now below half health. V5 Hawkins just hovering above Rusty. Rusty trying to get that stagger on his opponent. There's the stagger. Rusty swapped to the melee, but misses some of the melees. V5 Hawkins gets him below 25% health. Rusty at 1,872 health remaining, doing a little bit of a retreat right here, trying to figure out how he wants to attack him. Looks like Rusty's figured out that range, long range and close range would be key. There's that sword again, barely misses Rusty, and Rusty takes the win, just barely. He had a low health left, but that sword was just ruthless from V5 Hawkins, just absolutely ruthless, and the amount of times that it came out too, just wow. But V4 Rusty takes the win over V5 Hawkins. So that was week 2's qualifier rounds. Round 3 will be next week Saturday or Sunday, depending on when I record the fights for round 3. This is more of a mini series since it's school year's back up for me. I'm in college. I'm doing my law enforcement program again. These little videos I'm doing are easy to put together. They're quick. They're easy. And I can nail them out in an afternoon. So I'm doing these for the remainder of the semester, until the end of the semester, and until the bracket is done at the end when there's one winner. But I hope you guys enjoyed it nonetheless. If you did, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Subscribing doesn't cost anything. If you don't like the content anymore, you can unsubscribe, but just give it a chance. You might enjoy it. You might like it. Plus, it helps the channel out a lot and helps us get these videos out in front of other people more often. But I'll see you guys next week. This is Forge signing out. See you later.